Hi, I'm Judge Oswald Scott, and I'm here at the National Black Book Festival, and I'm here today to launch my newest product, the Blueprint, 5 Steps to Becoming Successful. This project is really geared toward young men in our community. Too many young men in our community are finding themselves high unemployment, lack of jobs, too many of them not really understanding or believing that they will ever be able to achieve their dreams and goals. Because of that, I feel that it's time that we as a community really take some steps to help our young men. I grew up in the inner city of New Orleans. My high school sat in one of the city's largest and toughest housing projects. I was exposed to drugs by the age of 8. My friends were drug dealers, murderers, thieves, and hustlers who went to prison, death row, and early death. I was exposed to drugs, crime, and violence, and hopelessness, believing that my options were limited. But I was determined to live a better life. I was determined to live a life different from the life that I was exposed to. How many of you would like to live your dreams and goals? How many of you believe that you can achieve your dreams and goals? I believe that I could achieve a better life, and I have worked all of my life to get to the point to living the life that I always dreamed about. What I'd like to share with you today is some of the things that I've learned on my journey to becoming successful. Yes, now I am an attorney, a judge, a public speaker, and an author. And I attribute a lot of those dreams and goals that I accomplished to the rules and the habits that I acquired over the last 20, 25 years. Today I would like to share with you 5 steps to becoming successful, which I have entitled The Blueprint. So what are these 5 steps? Well, step number 1 is you must be clear about what you want out of life and have a plan on how you're going to achieve it. Too many people in life believe or have ideas about becoming a fireman, becoming a teacher. One day they want to be this, one day they want to be something else. But to achieve any goal in life, you must be clear about what it is you hope to accomplish. And you must also have a plan on how you're going to accomplish that goal. I wanted to be a football player, like many young men in the hood. I was 6'4", 275, and thought I had a very good chance of achieving my goal. I got the opportunity to play football at LSU. After my first year, something happened, and I was put off the team. The goal that I had for myself died. After that goal died, I pretty much lost interest in school. I kind of got involved in drugs and kind of what I call fell into that black hole. For several years, I just moved around with no direction and no goal, until one day I rediscovered the goal I had, which was to be an attorney. Once I rediscovered that goal, I realized that I had to put a plan in place to achieve my goal. You see, in life, nobody becomes or do anything unless they're clear about what it is they want to do, and they have a plan to get it done. Once I decided what I wanted to do and put a plan together, my life took on new meaning and took on direction. You see, the thing about life is, if you don't have a direction, you can wind up and find yourself anywhere. The second step is you must believe you can. Haven't you often hear people talk about, I wish I can do that, or I wish I can do that? Most people in life don't believe they can. They're always talking about why they cannot do something. But to achieve anything in life, you must believe you can. Believe you can and you can't. Believe you can't and you can't. That was a quote from one of this country's richest men, Henry Ford, who was the founder of the Ford Motor Company. Henry Ford believed that you could achieve anything in life if you believe you could. But if you believe you can't, you cannot. And it was up to you which belief you held in your mind. When I hear people talk about what they can't do or cannot do, I think about a friend of mine, Gwendolyn Jones. You see, Gwendolyn Jones is a young lady that sits in a wheelchair. She was involved in a major automobile accident in her last year of high school. Gwen was a very high energy person, Miss Popular. And after this accident, Gwen was left paralyzed from the neck down. But you see, Gwen had this belief that she could still do those things that she wanted to do. And she refused to let her injury stop her. One day, Gwen called me and wanted to speak to me about a legal problem she had. She came over to the office, we met, and after we got through, she said, "Can you help me come downstairs with me?" I said, "Sure." So we walked downstairs, and I said, "Well, Gwen, where's the Metro lift?" And Gwen said, "I didn't come on Metro today. I drove." "You drove?" "Yeah, I drove. I can drive. Matter of fact, sister got 2 traffic tickets. Think you can help her out?" I literally assisted Gwen into the car, folded up her wheelchair, put it in the back seat, and watched her drive out of my parking lot. I couldn't believe it, but there it was. You see, Gwen believed, and she believed so strongly that the belief that she had allowed her to do things that people didn't believe she would ever be able to do. Step number 3 is responsibility. And what I mean by responsibility is you must accept responsibility for your life. You know, people are always blaming others, whatever goes on in their life. But if you truly want to get somewhere in life, you have to learn to accept responsibility for your life. You see, most people in life are always blaming someone, you know. But blaming people is the sign of a victim. Victim blame are always blaming someone or something for why they are not where they're supposed to be. I remember when I was in college trying to finish up my last year. College was a real rocky experience for me. I had spent 5 years and was on the down stretch of getting out. At the end of the semester, I found myself with a D. That D meant that I was not going to be able to go back to college the following semester. I went to the dean and pleaded my case, and he looked me dead in the eye and said, "Young man, I'm sorry. There's not anything I can do for you." I was angry. I was actually pissed. I had worked hard. I was doing all the right things. Yet here I was, close to graduating, but found myself having to sit out of school. I was mad. I was angry. I was angry at my professors. I was angry at everyone. During this time, I was at LSU, a majority university. And of course, you know, as we would think, them white folks just didn't want to help a brother out. I was mad at white folks all over America. But you see, at some point, I realized that I was the one at that fault. And I had to accept the responsibility that if I didn't do what I needed to do, which was learn the material, then I was not going to graduate. You see, when you accept responsibility, you begin to look at the only person that can truly help you solve your problem. But as long as you are blaming someone else, you are looking all places everywhere for the problem to be solved, but not the person who truly has the ability to solve the problem. Step number 4, you must persist until you win. You see, in life, you're going to have defeats. You're going to have failures. You will have setbacks. There will be obstacles. But those people who win in life are those people who persist. They have decided in their mind that they are not going to let anything stop them from pursuing their dreams and goals. No matter what the obstacle may be, no matter what the defeats may be, they will continue on. You see, the secret about success that a lot of people don't understand is that most successful people have failed many times. Many times. But you never hear them talk about their failures because for successful people, there's only one failure. And that failure is to quit on your dream. So if you truly want to achieve success in life, you truly must continue on your goal until you have achieved it. The last step that I'd like to share with you today is what I call the habits of success. You see, successful people have certain habits. And if you are going to be successful, then you must understand the principles and follow those principles, but you also must have those habits of successful people. And I call these habits the 3 C's. And they are, you must choose the right things in your life, you must be willing to change, and you must be committed. You see, in life, God has given all of us the power of choice. And next to the power of belief, choice is your greatest asset. You can choose to believe or not believe. You can choose to act or not act. You can choose to change or not change. You see, the problem with most people is they do not want to make the choices that would take them in a direction that they would like to go. The second habit you must have is you must have a willingness to change. There's a saying that if you want your life to change, then you must change. Change is hard for most people. People resist change. You know, it's like, why should I change? You know, I'm not the reason why this is going this way. It's their fault it's going this way. And only if they would do this, or only if this would happen, I would not be in this situation. You see, but change is what's going to help you. Because if you're not where you're at, then you have to do something different to get where you want to go. The last habit that one must take on is the habit of commitment. You must be committed to this process. You see, life is all about commitment. Those people who are committed are those people who achieve. You must be committed to change. You must be committed to making the right choices. You must be committed to believing in yourself. And you must be committed to staying on the journey until your goal has been accomplished. You see, life is a game. And as any game that you've ever played in life, those individuals who know the rules to the game and practice those rules as they play the game will win more than those individuals who do not know the game or do not practice the rules. So with that, I'll just like to say success, which can be defined many ways, but for me, success is just simply the achievement of a goal or a dream. Whatever that goal or that dream may be. All of us want to live a better life. All of us want to live a nice life where we have a nice car, a nice home. But in order to achieve success, you must understand the rules and use those rules as you live your life. You must be clear about what you want and have a plan on how you're going to achieve it. You must believe that you can. You must accept responsibility for yourself. You must persist until you win. And you must develop the habits of success. And that is, you must make the right choices, you must be willing to change, and you must be committed. If you follow these 5 steps that I've shared with you today, you too can live a better life. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you and tell you about my book, The Promise, A Black Man's Guide to Money, Power, and Respect. The Promise was written for young men to share with them the knowledge of how to achieve their dreams and goals. Next month, I will be releasing my website, streetcornerbooks.com. On that website will be a copy of my books, articles, videos from myself and other authors that I know who all share stories and rules on how young men can be successful. So look for the book, look for the website, 2012. We're coming at you. Thank you. for being